Hi guys, I'm Rex King. Welcome back to another episode of Straight to Streaming. Today I am talking about One More Time. One More Time is about this woman named Amelia. She just turned 40 and her life is kind of bad. She works at a clothing store, but she just quit that job. She lives alone. She doesn't really have any friends. She really reminisces about the time when she was 18 and really wants to go back to that time period in her life. She also has this estranged friendship with this other woman who's apparently this really good singer. They were really good friends when they were growing up, but drifted apart in their teenage years. They also buried a time capsule. So Amelia decides to go unbury that time capsule, and in doing so, she finds the note that the other woman left in the time capsule. Before she's able to read it, it's blown out of her hands, and she runs to go get it into a road where she is hit by a truck. She then wakes up, and it is her 18th birthday again, and it is a chance for her to relive that day. However, it's a time loop movie, so she's stuck in that one day of her life over and over and over again. So, yeah, this is your standard time loop story. A person who really wishes they could do either a day in their life again or go back in time and fix part of their life, and they're forced to relive that day over and over again. And in Amelia's case, it's both of those. She's sent back to her 18th birthday, but it's also a chance for her to relive that same day over and over again. And it follows every beat you would expect a movie like this to follow. The time loop storyline has been done a bunch of times, and this movie is not different. It just continuously happens over and over again. And I really don't like the time loop stories. I feel like they should have died in the 90s and never been done again. But I do see how a film like this could work. Unfortunately, that comparison I made to 90s film, yeah, this story feels like it's been on the shelf since the 90s, as it uses all the tropes you expect a movie like this to use. There's no originality, and it is very stale, as it uses the same plot points that I've seen in every film like this. The characters are no different, as they are all pretty shallow and vain. Now, mind you, our main group of characters is supposed to be shallow and vain, and then we are supposed to have like this one character who's supposed to be the emotional depth of the story, but she's not developed that well either, so I don't really like any of the characters in this story. And I really don't feel for any of them or root for any of them. The performances are actually really good and are only the saving grace of this film, as everything else just kind of doesn't work. It's just they're not enough to save the film. The visuals aren't anything really to talk about, and there's no stylized uh, filming here, and there's no real point where I thought the visuals were doing great. A lot of them are like classic shots we have from like other films like this. Again, this film feels like it was ripped right out of the 90s and just dropped in modern day for some weird reason. Then we have the music, and again, feels like it was ripped straight from the 90s. I really do not like this film. I feel like it is trying too hard to be a 90s film. It's not even a good story. The characters are very lame. There's nothing here I really was able to latch on to as far as a film is concerned. So overall, my feelings of One More Time are this film should have been made in the 90s, not in modern day. It should not have. Honestly, even if it was made in the 90s, there's not much here to really latch on to. I'm going to give One More Time a 3 out of 10. There is some great performance work. I do love the performances in this film, especially with our main characters and the tension between them. I really enjoy that. But it's just a shame that none of the characters are all that interesting and the story is really, really lame. So that's my opinion on One More Time. What do you think about it if you've seen it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time.